Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're going to get our hands dirty with hydraulics. And you don't need a wrench to follow along. We're going deep with Completely Hydraulic, a company in the UK proving that hydraulics are way more interesting and important than we realize.
It's amazing how this company shows how much we rely on hydraulics without realizing it. It's everywhere, from the food we eat to the buildings we live in.
No kidding. Their website is literally just Completely Hydraulic. Call 0800-707-6556. Straight to the point, huh? But hey, if it ain't broke, so tell me more. What's their deal?
So they're based in the UK. They've got spots in London, Essex, Kent, and Heathrow. But get this, they've got a 24/7 mobile service that goes way beyond those areas. Talk about fast service.
24/7 hydraulic repair. Who knew that was a thing? But I guess when a construction crane breaks down at 3 a.m., you need someone who can handle it, right?
Exactly. It shows how vital these systems are to these industries. Completely Hydraulic is there for those emergencies, sure, but they also know their stuff when it comes to engineering. They're not just slapping on a Band-Aid.
Oh, yeah. They mentioned bespoke system design, whatever that means. And they do the everyday stuff, too, like hose repair, spare parts. So they're not just fixing stuff. They're designing custom solutions. What does that even look like?
Think of a huge concert stage. They might design the whole hydraulic system, moving the stage, the lights, even the pyrotechnics. That's what bespoke means, custom solutions for unique problems.
Smart, right. They're the emergency contact A&D, the long-term partner.
Wow, that's way more high-tech than I pictured. Speaking of which, their website mentions solution by video and something called System Install Maintenance Service, SIMS. Now I'm really intrigued.
To really get what those are and how Completely Hydraulic is different, we need to look at who they work with, and that's where it gets really interesting.
All right, lay it on me. What industries are we talking about?
The usual suspects: construction, agriculture, manufacturing, but then it gets wild. Film sets, fairgrounds, even stadiums.
Wait, film sets? Is that how they make those spaceship battles look real? Are we talking hydraulics in the Millennium Falcon? It's possible. They use hydraulics for all sorts of special effects, moving sets in theaters. Think about it, it's not just about raw power. Hydraulics are incredibly precise, which is key for those intricate movements.
So basically, if you need to move something big or create a smooth, powerful motion, hydraulics is the answer. It's like the unsung hero of, well, everything. Speaking of which, they even work with lifts in barbershops. Never thought of that.
Exactly. It just goes to show hydraulics is everywhere. And Completely Hydraulic, with all these different customers, gives us a glimpse into this world we never really see.
That is pretty mind-blowing when you really think about it. This niche field is actually everywhere. But back to Completely Hydraulic, they seem really focused on their customers. Like they're trying to make hydraulics less scary, you know?
You're right. Free advice, free quotes. They even brag about their Trustpilot score. And they've got a VIP club with discounts. They're all about the customer.
And then there's the story of their founder, Jason Pattinson. Started with just a van in 2004, and now they're huge. Talk about a self-made success story.
Definitely an inspiring story. They saw a need and filled it, and their growth proves that. And you're right, they really care about customer service. You don't always see that in an industry that's known for being, well, a little rough around the edges.
Totally. But it's working for them. And speaking of being tech-savvy, I'm still stuck on solution by video. What is that exactly? Are they like the tech support of hydraulics?
That's it. Solution by video seems to be their way of figuring out problems remotely. Instead of trying to explain a weird sound over the phone, you just send them a video of it happening. Like a doctor's visit, but online.
That is genius. I bet that's a lifesaver for their 24/7 service, especially at 3 a.m.
For sure. It shows they're not afraid of technology. And it's not just about fixing things when they break. Remember that System Install Maintenance Service, SIMS thing?
Oh, yeah. What's the deal with Sims?
It seems like they're all about preventing problems. Like, you take your car in for regular checkups, right? It's the same idea, but for hydraulics.
Makes sense. A little maintenance now probably saves a lot of headaches and money later, like on a construction site or a film set.
Exactly. It all goes back to building those relationships and becoming the go-to for their customers. And speaking of customers, let's get back to all those different industries for a sec. That's something I find really interesting.
Yeah, let's dive back into that. It just shows how vital hydraulic systems are, even in places you wouldn't expect. Like, I'm still hung up on them working with farms. I don't picture farmers calling for emergency hydraulic hose repair on their tractors at 3 a.m. Or do they?
You'd be surprised. Tractors basically run on hydraulics, and it goes way beyond that. Modern farms use it for everything. Irrigation systems, those giant harvesting machines.
Wow, never thought of it like that. So next time I'm at the grocery store, I should be thanking hydraulics for getting the food there.
Pretty much. And it's not just the obvious stuff. Remember, completely hydraulic works with military defense, marine and offshore, even stadiums. What could stadiums possibly need hydraulics for?
Wait a minute. Retractable roofs.
Bingo. Those big screens, concert stages, even the huge doors for the athletes, all hydraulics.
I'm starting to realize I take hydraulics for granted, big time. It's like this hidden power behind everything.
Exactly. And what's cool is that completely hydraulic is giving us a peek behind the curtain. They're not just fixing machines, they're keeping these vital systems running, systems that affect our lives every day. They're like the silent force making sure everything works, from tractors to movie sets.
And they still find time for free advice and discounts. Amazing. It makes you wonder, what's next for a company like Completely Hydraulic? They seem to have this market figured out. Maybe they'll expand to new places or make their own specialized equipment.
Could be. Or maybe they'll go even further with technology. Imagine using augmented reality for remote repairs or predicting problems before they happen using system data.
Now, that is thinking ahead. There's a lot of potential in this field, even if most people don't think about it.
That's the beauty of these deep dives. We learn about things we take for granted.